Hello and welcome to BYJU'S IAS. Let's get started with our daily quiz and look at question number 1. Statement number 1. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees was created in 1950 to address the refugee crisis that resulted from World War II. In recognition of its work, UNHCR is the only organization to win Nobel Peace Prize more than once. Statement number 3, it is a member of the United Nations Development Group, a consortium of organizations dedicated to sustainable development. Which of the above statements is or are correct? What is the context? This is today's The Hindu newspaper. 7 Myanmar refugees can approach UNHCR. And Manipur High Court has also now reiterated that Article 21 does talk about the right of principle of non-refoulement. We have discussed this principle in the past. I've told you that Delhi High Court as well as Gujarat High Court and now the Manipur High Court has said that Article 21 also includes this principle of non-refoulement. And what is this principle? For example, there are people coming from a country X and they are migrating from this country and they are entering into another country Y. They are migrating from X to Y because their life is in danger. They want to save themselves from persecution, from onslaught. That is why they are illegally entering the country Y. Principle of non-refoulement says that this country Y should not deport these people back to X because their life would be in danger in this country X. That's what we call principle of non-refoulement. And 7 Myanmar refugees can approach UNHCR. Which of these statements is or are correct? Statement number 1 is correct because the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees was created in 1950 to address the refugee crisis because of the Second World War. Number 2, this statement is incorrect because UNHCR, yes, it has bagged the Nobel Peace Prize twice, but it is not the only organization to win Nobel Peace Prize more than once. We have another organization called ICRC, International Committee of the Red Cross. ICRC has bagged Nobel Peace Prize 3 times. So that is why statement 2 is incorrect. Statement number 3 is correct. UNHCR is a member of United Nations Development Group, which is a group of organizations dedicated to sustainable development. So C, 1 and 3 is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 2. Which of the following is correct regarding National Human Rights Commission? What is the context? Justice Pant has been named as the acting chief of NHRC. This is today's The Hindu newspaper. NHRC is an independent statutory body established in 1993 in conformity with the Paris Principles. Statement 2, NHRC has the power to interfere in any judicial proceedings involving any allegation of violation of human rights. Statement number 3, NHRC has a special wing to investigate allegations of human rights violations. What do you think is the right answer? Type in your answer in the comment section below. This statement is correct because NHRC is a statutory body established in 1993 in conformity with the Paris Principles. Now, what are these Paris Principles? These principles were adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in the year 1993. These principles basically said that every country should create an institution, and that institution should be given competence or should have competence to promote and protect human rights. And that is why we have an institution called NHRC. NHRC has the power to interfere in any judicial proceedings involving any allegation of violation of human rights. This statement is also correct. That's how NHRC can promote and protect human rights. But statement 3 is incorrect. Why? Because NHRC does not have the power to investigate. That means option B is correct. 1 and 2 is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 3. Which of the following statements is or are correct? If a candidate belonging to a registered political party dies before the commencement of the poll, the election to that constituency is adjourned. Number two, in case of polling in a particular constituency is adjourned, model code of conduct is revoked immediately. What is the context? Election to two Bengal seats deferred because of COVID-19 situation. Why deferred? Because two candidates, they had died. So is statement number one correct? No. Because if a candidate belonging to a recognized political party dies, only then the election to that constituency is adjourned. You would know that a party, if it wants to take benefits from the Election Commission of India, this party, if it wants to contest elections, has to register with the Election Commission of India. But some of these registered political parties, over a period of time, are also recognized. Recognized as a state political party, recognized as a national political party. It is only when a candidate belonging to a state political party or a national political party, which basically means a candidate belonging to a recognized political party dies, then the election to that constituency is adjourned. Not when the candidate belonging to a registered political party dies or an independent candidate dies. Nothing happens to the election. Election continues as per the schedule. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2, in case polling in a particular constituency is adjourned, model code of conduct is revoked immediately. Now this is slightly tricky statement. Will model code of conduct in that constituency be revoked, or in the entire state model code of conduct will be revoked? This statement is incorrect, because despite the fact that in two Bengal seats elections were adjourned, but model code of conduct was in place. Unless and until the entire voting is over, the results are declared, only then model code of conduct is revoked. And that's exactly what has happened. When election to these two Bengal seats have been deferred, now the model code of conduct has been lifted in these constituencies. So D, none of the above is the right answer, because both these statements are incorrect. We can say statement 2, if it was in case polling in a particular constituency is deferred, then model code of conduct can be revoked. Since it says in case polling in a particular constituency is adjourned, model code of conduct is revoked immediately, this statement is incorrect. D, none of the above is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 4. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is a permanent intergovernmental organization created at the Baghdad Conference in 1960. Qatar is the latest country to suspend its membership of OPEC. Currently, the organization has a total of 23 member countries. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Let me know in the comment section what is the right answer, and I'll tell you what is the context. This is today's The Hindu newspaper. OPEC shares slid as India's oil imports shrank 11.8%. Statement 1 is correct. Qatar is not the latest country to suspend its membership. It's Ecuador. Currently, the organization has 13 member countries. So statement 2 is incorrect, 3 is incorrect, A, only 1 is the right answer. These are the 13 member countries of OPEC. Interestingly, Iran and Iraq as well as Saudi Arabia are the members of OPEC. Ecuador suspended its membership of OPEC in 2020, Qatar in 2019, Indonesia in the past. So these three were the countries of OPEC, member countries of the OPEC in the past, but they are no longer members of OPEC. Can be important for your prelims examination. Now let's look at previous year's question paper, Prelims 2011. Karl Marx explained the process of class struggle with the help of which one of the following theories? And that theory is dialectical materialism. Now let's look at the fact of the day, COVAX. COVAX is COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access. It's abbreviated as COVAX, and it is a global initiative. What is the aim of COVAX? Equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines. This initiative is led by Gavi, which is previously it was known as Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization. The other organization is CEPI, Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, and the WHO, World Health Organization. Now, this COVAX is a global initiative to equitable distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. And more than 49 million vaccine doses have been delivered through COVAX. Now, what is the need? Let's say, for example, countries such as United States, or for that matter, India, or China, or Russia, or European countries, these wealthy European countries. One, they can manufacture their vaccines. Two, even if they can't manufacture their vaccines, but they can buy these vaccines because they are wealthy nations. What about the poor, the lower income countries of the world? They cannot spend extra money for research and development and manufacture vaccines, and they won't have enough money to buy these vaccines as well, because vaccines are costly as well. And we need to understand no one is safe until everyone is safe. That is why an initiative was established last year called COVAX. COVAX will be funded by governments, will be funded by philanthropists. For example, United States is the biggest contributor to COVAX. When more money is available as donations, more and more vaccine shots can be manufactured, and those vaccine shots can be delivered to the poorer countries of the world so that we can save everyone from the COVID-19. But please remember, it's not only the poorer nations can get vaccines from COVAX. Countries such as Canada have also got vaccines from this COVAX initiative. And the intention of COVAX is that it's a global initiative to equitable distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. That is it from our daily quiz. Thank you for being with us. Have a great evening.